Hello students, today we will be discuss about main trends in modern drama. Okay, ये हमारा आज का टॉपिक है. फर्स्ट है रियलिज्म. मॉडर्न ड्रामा exhibits many trends and tendencies. The most prominent features of the early 20th century drama has been a realistic picture of life by having a discussion about the social problems of time. It was Henry Ibsen, the Norwegian dramatist, who popularized realism in modern drama. He dealt with the problems of life in a realistic way and offered solutions to the vexed problems confronting the society of his times. Ibsen's lead was followed in England by Robertson, Jones, Pinaro, Shaw, Greenville, Walker, Goldsworthy, and a number of the other dramatists who dealt with real life and the problems facing modern society in their play. Next है romanticism. The propaganding trend of realism and propaganda in modern drama was given a jolt by new trends which became perceptible with the passage of time. The first trend against realism was romanticism in drama, introduced by J.M. Barrie, the Scottish dramatist. His romantic plays Mary Rose, Peter Pan, A Kiss for Cinderella, Admirable Christian, The Will and Dear Brutus appear refreshing after the problem and propaganda play Pinaro, Jones, Shaw, Galsworthy and Greenville Walker very exploited with determinations and professional assurance the emotions, whims and sentimentalism implied in the Scottish Caillard traditions. Next है poetic play. Another reaction to realism and naturalism in drama was evinced in the popularizations of poetic play by a host of dramatists who have signalized their career as a dramatist by producing poetic drama. This poetic drama constitutes a new trend in modern drama. It was inaugurated with great fervor by W.B. Yeats. T.S. Eliot defended poetic play and waged a war against realistic prose drama of the modern age. It was inaugurated with great fervor. He stated, I believe that poetry is the natural and complete medium for drama, that the prose play is a kind of abstractions capable of giving you only a part of what the theatre can give, and that verse play is capable of something much more intense and exciting. Okay. Next, historical and biographical play. Another trend perceptible in modern drama is the directions of using history and biography as the material for dramatic treatment. Among the dramatists who popularized historical play in our times, the name of George Bernard Shaw should certainly be placed at the top. He wrote Caesar and Cleopatra and St. John and blazed the track for others to follow. Irving wrote The Lady of Belmont and reproduced many of the old historical characters of Shakespeare. Okay. Next time, the Irish movement. The Irish movement in drama began a new trend in the drama of 20th century. The Irish movement, also known as the Celtic Revival, was essentially national in character and concentrated on Irish themes and ideas. Irish drama was not intended to expose the cause of realism or naturalism. Its aim was to bring back to drama the mythology, legends and symbols of Irish life, the imaginative idealism which has always characterized the Celtic race, the love of passionate and dreamy poetry which has exercised a fascination over the Irish man. Okay. Next, Impressionism. Two other trends are equally well marked in a modern drama. The one is Impressionism and the other is Expressionism. And both these trends have been pursued by a number of prominent dramatists in our time. Impressionism was a movement in painting, music and literature whose aim was to force the beholder, listener or reader to participate in recreating the experience of the artist, and whose method was to suggest the impression or effect on the artist than to make precise and explain the objective characteristics of things or event. In Impressionism, the emphasis is on the subject receptions of impressions, and the impressionist seeks to escape from the tyrannical aspects of objective reality. The Impressionist does not accept objective life as it is, but seeks an escape from the world of reality to his own. Claude Coqueland. There are marks of Impressionism in the play of Irish writers, particularly W.B. Yeats and J.M. Synge. Next, Expressionism. Another trend in modern drama is Expressionism. It is correlated to Impressionism. The Expressionistic movement had first started in Germany. It was an extreme reaction against naturalism. It attempted to express the basic reality of its subjects rather than to reproduce the mere appearance or surface of life. Expressionist drama was concerned not with society but with man. It aimed to offer subjective psychological analysis, not so much of individual as a type of, and it made use of the subconscious for such a study. Established dramatic forms and methods of expressions were indicated, and the expressionist threw overboard conventional structure in favor of an unrestricted freedom. Next, the comedy of manners. The contrast to these highly technical and confusing trends in modern drama, we have the light-hearted vein of social comedy popularized by Noel Coward and Somerset Maugham. During the 20s and the 30s of the 20th century, there was a revival of the comedy of manners practiced by the Restoration dramatists like Etheridge, Wycherley and Congreve, though the atmosphere of the modern age did not bear a close similarity to the Restoration atmosphere. There was a general liking for the comedy of manners, in which wit and sparkling dialogues played a significant part. The comedy of manners received a setback after the Second World War, because the social conditions of the period after 1945 were not conducive to the display of the theatrical wit. Okay. Next, the new wave playwrights of the 1950s and after. Johnson's assertion that the dramas lost the drama's patron's gifts, which was also upheld by Terence Rattigan in modern drama, was contested by the young new wave playwrights of the 1950s and after, who as reformers committed to some philosophical or propaganda purpose, felt bound to register aggressive contempt of those who expected only to the entertained in the theatre. The court theatre in London became again the centre of a new drama. The new dramatists who held the stage were John Osborne. Samuel Beckett at the first received with bewilderment took its place in the theatre of the absurd, which with the theatre of cruelty developed numerous of its suits. Okay. Next, the future of the English drama. Whether English drama of the region of the Elizabeth II is destined to a long life as that of Elizabeth I cannot be professed of those whose talent has given promise of staying power. The names of John Arden, Harold Pinter and Harold Wesker may be added to that of John Osborne. The World War II was much said and done in English stage, which would not have escaped considerable censorship or police action before. Despite this liberalizing attitude of the licensing authority, agitation for the abolition of the censorship revived and was more successful than in 1909. Censorship was abolished by the Theatre Act 1968. About the future of 20th century drama was often heard dissonant voices, of which W. Robson's is most appealing to those who think that the future of English drama is not bright. To quote W. Robson, it is now customary to say that after 1956 and the production of John Osborne's Look Back in Anger, the English theatre was revolutionized. This may be a overstatement, especially as the theatre is now such a minor feature of English life, but certainly Osborne's play discredited the Rattigan stereotypes and ensured the new drama some years of success as an opportunity for reeling. Many names are mentioned in book and contemporary British drama, and until a few years ago, it was usual to say that this was a part of English literature. Will these play be read in a few years' time? Discussions of them seem to turn on theme or ideology in the most obvious sense. The important thing is political opinions of the correct brand. How which Frederick Ingalls was to say that in a work of art, the author should conceal his opinions. Meanwhile, the kitchen sink type of play has become as lifeless as the poetic drama. Briefly fashionable before the middle 1956. Of Eliot and Christopher Fry, it may be that at the present time there are signs of a reaction against the ingenious pattern making and theatrical tricks which for a time on accumulations in the drama of the Englishman, Harold Pinter, the American Shane Shepherd, the Edward Albee, and Irish Parisian Samuel Beckett. The reaction has been detected in the work of Tom Stoppard, who in the play Jumpers and Travesties seemed very much to belong to the school of stunts and ingenuity.